God has great plans for you. This child is his way.
There's this girl at the orphanage. I think that she really needs someone to look out for her.
Carlita suffers from a touch of madness.
You must be very careful, Margaret. Bad things will start to happen around her. Evil things.
It's all for you. No, don't.
What does any of this have to do with Carlita?
This church has maintained power for thousands of years. Lady will stop at nothing to keep it that way. How do you control people who no longer believe? You create.
Hello, everybody. Welcome again to the Dungeon of Deadly Delights YouTube channel. This is our movie review section. I'm Rob DiLauro. This is, of course, my wife, Melody.
What's up?
We wanted to do a review on a film that just came out recently. Is not faring so well at the box office, unfortunately. Immaculate seems to be kind of like, taking over when it comes to the whole nunsploitation situation. This is a film that, to be honest with you, when I saw the trailers for it, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
It's fine. You're going to, continue a franchise for a classic horror film that's not new, by any stretch. But yeah, the First Omen, really shocked me in terms of how good it really is.
It's really good.
It doesn't feel like a cash grab. It feels like there's some love and care actually put into the story. Clearly, they did their homework, when it comes to the, the classic itself.
We got to remember too, this movie's a prequel.
Mm-hmm.
It's a prequel.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, but, the thing about it is, just the way it was shot, it does feel like it's definitely part of that era. It could be part of that era.
Oh, yeah, totally.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
So it definitely hits that aesthetic really well. The director, Arkasha Stevenson, she never did a film before of this caliber. So she's, done some short films and whatnot, but...
Amazing job.
And
stellar.
Definitely, from my understanding, and of course, my personal feelings are that a lot of people that, didn't think anything about this movie initially when they saw the trailers for it are like, this is a woman to look out for.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Oh, yeah.
She's got that thing that I hope she continues.
The je ne sais quoi.
For sure. Definitely has that, thing that I hope, continues, within her career. And, hopefully it's in the horror genre. So what are your thoughts on First Omen, Mel?
No spoiler alert. So this movie actually threw me for a complete loop. You're delving into the whole Catholic Church, the Roman Catholic Church at that, and it's based out of what, Italy?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the thing about this movie. Immaculate just recently came out, and it felt like it does definitely have the same beats as Immaculate. Not saying they stole from it or anything.
No.
But it just happened to be kind of in the same sort of world.
Kind of, but not really. Yeah.
Yeah. Until it veers off into its own thing. But then you have young sister. She wants to be a nun, and she goes to this place in Italy, and it's
It's a convent.
She does.
Italy, yeah.
She does actually know a little more Italian than Sydney Sweeney did.
That's for sure.
I'm sorry, I don't speak your language.
Right. But definitely, this is a convent where they bring young mothers in to help them give birth. But it's also a school. I think it's also where they have orphans staying.
She's not wiping any asses.
Mm-mm.
No old asses.
No, you have orphans staying there. So you're seeing how things are really run in that world, but you're also seeing abuse, like alienation, and how the nuns interact with each other, and it just, wow, this movie takes a dark turn real quick.
Yeah, definitely.
Real quick.
So Sister Mary Margaret is played by Nell Tiger. She is apparently, I've never seen the show before, but she's on a show produced by M. Night Shyamalan called Savior. And you know what? I'm going to say something here. Her performance is really, like, she definitely, is stellar. It's like, the thing is, just like Immaculate, it seems like a lot of these films, especially when it comes to Catholicism, are definitely like these movies are definitely throwing water on the Catholic Church. And this one in particular definitely does, because, you would actually bring about bad just to get some sort of gain. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Well, this is supposed to take place in the 1970s? In the 1970s in Italy, there's a lot of turmoil going on in the country. There's you see that there's a lot of rioting.
Yeah, there's some liberal warfare going on in Italy at the time. Yes.
And the Catholic Church is trying to rein in.
Well, a lot of people at this point are very secular. They don't necessarily believe in religion anymore. So they would do anything to try to bring them back.
Bring the people back to the church. Yeah. It is a prequel to the original Omen. So if you've seen the Omen, the original Omen, you know it's not for kids.
Right. Well, they do retcon some things when it comes to the original film. Very important story beats that weren't necessarily incorporated into the actual, the classic series or whatever. But it does complement it very well. Great character actors in this film. We got Bill Nighy that shows up as one of the priests. But Nell, she's like I said, she's just a standout. That gives this Oscar performance in this movie. There's even a moment where, she's freaking out, and it felt like there's a classic film called Possession with Isabella Adjani, and the moment that people remember from that film is she's in this train tunnel, and then all of a sudden she starts freaking out. And pouring, milk all over herself because she has 2 grocery bags. Yep. And clearly there's something, going on with her. You know what I mean? And Nell has this moment in the movie that just feels just like that, where she's just freaking out. And if it was given to any other actress, that could have came off silly. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Or over the top.
Yeah, but it wasn't over the top at all. No. Because she's perfect. She's because of things that have been going on, she's back to seeing and hearing things again. Yeah.
I really hope people go to see this film. I really hope it becomes bigger than it does. It's really good.
It's really good.
And again, we're talking to somebody who didn't give 2 shits about this movie when the trailer came out. I was just like, okay, it's another Omen movie. Whatever. I think we were so jaded by Exorcist Believer that
right.
It just kind of felt like that. Oh god, it's just gonna be another one of those things where I'm just disappointed.
You're not disappointed by this movie at all.
No, really, at all. I give this 3 sixes.
666.
It's awesome. It's a really awesome movie. I was really, really pleasantly surprised by this film. There's one moment at the end that feels kind of silly and kind of dropped in, but aside from that, it really does work. Yeah. It does, bring some, narrative, in terms of, where they can actually take it if they want to take it somewhere. I kind of hope they don't, just kind of leave it where it is.
Right, why not? Yeah. I mean, it's a prequel. There's no need. Yeah.
Just go watch the original. And that's the other thing I want to say about this movie is that you could literally watch this movie and watch the original movie right after.
Yeah, there's some really good body horror.
For sure.
Yeah.
And the fact that, you have these films like Immaculate and you have this, the First Omen and stuff, it does feel very timely too, because, the unfortunate situation is you as a woman can attest to this more than I can, is that your, bodily rights are being, stripped away from you all the time, even in this day and age. So it does feel very current.
Yeah.
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 It feels like a story that needs to be told. So if they're actually saying something within the story, without, just beating you over the head with it,
Right.
but it's there.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So yeah, that's it for us. Go see The First Omen, and me and Melody will scare you later. Talk to you soon.
Scare you later.
Bye.
Bye.